The last showcase.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Wow. Wow. I mean, what time is it? It is definitely 15 UTC right now. Yeah. Slight delay because we had something to do.
A lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, a lot
Anyways,
of things.
yeah, a lot of things to do in it. Anyways, after I believe how many months this has been? It's been like at least 3 months if I remember correctly. 3 months
Yeah.
ago, we started our tournament, Newcomers Mania World Cup 2025. Started with our tryouts, having the team formed together, and then the qualifiers came in, the seedings came in, the bracket stages also started. Teams performing their best as the best as they could to just try to just show off what they're capable of, despite being just a mere 5-digit. And you know, throughout this couple months, it's been such a great pleasure to see every single player doing their best in all sorts of skill sets. Even if there's the long no picks that may not be very familiar for the players, they still manage to pull off a very convincingly good scores, and which all of those performances definitely surprised me a lot. And after so many map pools today in December 30th, 2025, it's almost New Year by the way, but we're gonna start our last Mappool showcase, which is gonna be our grand finals Mappool showcase, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, evening,
Yes.
whatever time zone you are. And my name is, of course, Popy. With me is Anthony and Desar.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, it's been really a long journey. Yeah. It's not just some tournaments when you got to place and fight against in many countries, but it also a really memorable tournament for whoever's came to the grand finals and whoever's left behind. Yeah, but still we are here. The end of our journey.
It's been an interesting and very intense tournament, to say the least, for the lack of better words. This 5-digit World Cup tournament is definitely not something that you see often, and me as the host and Zar as one of the main mapper and coordinator have been very proud seeing the performance of the players and how far we've come to push the rank of 25k and the upper 5-digit basically. And this stage, the last one, is our grand final. This is our closing statement to the whole skill set of 25k, and we are very excited and proud to present to you a lot of our effort in this.
I mean, this is gonna be again the last map pool of this tournament. at least in this iteration. If there's a second one, then there's a second one. But nonetheless, as the usual, Mappool is of course gonna get harder and harder. I say this every single week, and the grand finals is of course no different. Grand finals is gonna be our hardest Mappool of this tournament, and when I say it's difficult, I mean it is very difficult. So let's not stall. We already delayed a couple hours, so let's dive into our first Rice. There's the Osu screen, and yeah.
This is our Rice 1. This is the jump stream U Seraphim map by who's that?
Liver Bells. Yeah. Yeah,
Alright.
I think it's a pretty well-known commentators and mapper in China communities. And with these Mappools, we are featuring you 195 BPM jump stream. This will be the most challenge, the hardest challenge of stamina and raw skill.
Yeah, let's take a look at our first map of this Grand Finals Mappool, and also the final Rice one that you would see in this tournament. So again, 1.05 of Seraphim at 195 BPM is going to be quite a fast BPM to say the least. We are actually getting quite close to the actual Mania World Cup BPM. Of course, it's not there yet, but it's still 195 BPM is pretty scary stuff to say the least. Once again, this map pool is still going to be the same structured as finals, so it's still going to be 7 Rice maps with 3 LN maps and 4 hybrids, along with 2 SV and the tiebreaker. Yeah, have fun. This is going to be a beginning part with some 1/3s, but we're going to move on to actual 1/4 stream now.
Yeah, and looking at it, comparing the star rating to finals, it's actually a noticeably high jump. I believe finals only have like 3.9, but this is 4.27, and it's very clear with how dense this patterning is, even with 195 BPM around that.
Yeah,
we are start to see more 4-star maps in our pool.
Yeah, I think there wasn't a single 4-star maps in finals other than the tiebreaker, and in grand finals, the first ever map is immediately gonna be above 4 stars. It's 4.26 at ODA as well. Not to mention, this map's also not very short. You can see some of these bursts here and there as well, which add up to some difficulty to the map. But 3 minutes and 20 seconds of pretty consistent streams with some, like, I think there are 1/8 bursts, which are a little bit weird to say the least, but it's something that you need to be careful of.
Yeah, introducing bursts in a jump stream map that at least by our ability we try to make it very consistent is definitely going to be something that's probably going to be surprising for a lot of players. But we're moving on to the slight break section.
Pretty chill break section here. I think it's a little bit unusual for players in this tournament to see like non-jump stream things in this jump stream pick. But like, to be honest, some of these kind of sudden technical-ish bursts, it's actually quite common to like have a few of them in some of these quote-unquote consistency straightforward picks. It can exist in a couple of parts, but this final part is going to be more simple though, as you can see. Some more plain jump stream, but I say plain jump stream, it's really dense and fast, and a really big test of speed and stamina.
Yeah, the amount of doubles in this map is really consistent. I feel like every 1/2 snap, I believe there's double, which is pretty insane for BPM that is already increasing by stage to stage.
Yeah. Only shows how difficult this map is. Go on.
Yeah, however, one thing I think like this actually is hard, like the constant some stream are like only flat like 40 seconds and divide into 2 parts. But yeah, it's still very hard with some very hard lines. The anchors 5 or lines 1/8 burst. Yeah.
Yeah, very challenging.
Uh, Indeed.
Alright. We hope you can see how difficult this map is gonna be starting from this Rise one, but that's gonna be the end of our first map. Let's take a look at our second Rise. Neo Tinnitus, map by GameSnake.
This
Yeah,
is
another
going
game
to be
like
our.
seven.
Yep, this is gonna be our speed map. And I believe this is 228 BPM, really high
Yeah.
BPM for a speed map. But it is the jump to grand finals. And
Yeah, another very high jumps. We have jump stream 195 and now 328. Yeah, it's still pretty constant, like about 30 BPMs difference. Yeah, but still it's a very big jump which tests the player skill a lot.
yeah,
Speed pick like this is gonna be really scary in my opinion. Like, as I said in the previous couple of showcases, speed picks is always like a map that's like really difficult to get a good ratio on. And at OB8 this makes it quite harder as well. Like, when you have fast but only single notes, I mean there's some doubles here in this one section, but like I said, like if there's a lot of single notes that's just weirdly placed in these speedy patterns, it can be really hard to coordinate when you actually want to hit the streams. And at times it's really easy to drop 300s or even 200s, and if you're unlucky, big misses can really happen. And you know, speed picks like this is always going to be such a risky pick, especially if you're like, let's say, nervous or not consistent at consistency. Like having such a fast, but you need to have a lot of control in hitting these like different shapes of streams that are constantly changing. You can see like what I mean by this is like there's a lot of these like mini one-hand trills. You can see like these stairs are gonna be really hard to coordinate, and you know it's just kind of what speed picks is kind of meaning. It's just not gonna be easy to ratio in the end, in the long run.
yeah. And one thing that is interesting about speed picks, this happens every single stage, that the star rating may not look intimidating compared to the 4.26 that is Rise 1, but I can assure you, because of the amount of click per second that you need to do to hit those notes, obviously it's 228 BPM, and the amount of singles are much more technically, I mean almost, compared to Rise 1. So it might not look that scary star rating wise, but it can trip up a lot of players.
Yeah, indeed. We can never judge the map difficulty by the star rating, cause like if it's a 1 second jack, it will be much easier to hit.
At this point, just don't believe in star rating.
Yeah,
Man.
it's just really.
Yeah,
true.
star rating is kind of not accurate. But anyways, that's gonna be it for our Rise to Leaf Neo Tinnitus map by GameSnake. Moving on to our technical, and yeah,
This is,
I think this you might recognize this song, but it's this song is weird, and for a tech map, you know, this song kind of fits. So let's take a look.
And wait, right off the bat, a 4-star tech map. Usually tech map follows a very similar star rating wise in as speed. So having tech map that is a 4-star signals something very scary, either for the tech or the density of this map.
It's such a scary map to look at, man. You can see a lot of mini jacks in these like clumps of tech bursts. Like TM- is 150 BPM, so those mini jacks are pretty fast to say the least. And a lot of this complex dump-ish bursts, like it's gonna be really difficult to hold accuracy.
Yeah, there is
I think
a
this
lot
map
of.
is pretty interesting. Both the jack and burst are presenting pretty constantly. Like if you have played Rise 3 of semi-final, which should be like Rise 3 of semi-finals versus quarterfinal, And this is like the upgraded version of it. It's even more stakes, more jump streams. Yeah. Technically, everything is increased with our grand finals pick.
True. The placement of the nodes are really sporadic,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I think it seems like the Marvel use like 1.8 or like 1.12. It's like a lot of pricing snap that doesn't really align with some progression. But yeah, it's just like that's how the text were in higher NWC levels be like.
Tech is just a map that's really hard to get a good grasp on. This is a weird ending. This ending always gets me, man. But yeah. Hito Mania, you probably have heard this song. It is covered by Gigi Murin. Sorry. But yeah, 4-star as Emily said, it's gonna be a pretty scary map to say the least at OD8. 2 minutes and 5 seconds, 150 BPM. Those 1.8/112 per star. The main dish of this tech pick, and it's of course a really hard finger control map. If you don't like finger control, we do have Rice 4 for you, which is gonna be my final custom.
Yeah,
This
another
is
Popy map.
this is possibly everyone's favorite type of Rice skill set, Jack. I remember like the very beginning, we see a lot of great Jack players based on their profile. And also Jack tends to be the map with the highest score. So, well, the BPM has obviously increased, and we're looking at 120 BPM, 1/4 snap. So it is a true 120 BPM.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's take a
another
look.
drum. Yeah, let's take a look.
Jack at like I would say the checkpoint part of BPM I would say is like at perfectly 120 BPM. From 120 BPM onwards, the speed of Jacks you will feel is gonna ramp up exponentially. So like the difference between 100 BPM versus 110 BPM, and when you compare it with the difficulty difference with 110 to 120, it's gonna be way different. And 120 BPM Jacks are much harder for you to feel because it's much faster and gonna be entering a phase where players might get actually skill capped on the speed. So this is also why I didn't put the Jacks to be too dense. There's not much free note anchors, but there are still some of them. You'll see in a bit. But mostly it's just constant mini Jacks with some double Jacks.
Yeah, the map is not like some kind of then core jack where you can sometimes like spamming or like mashing through. Yeah, with the 112 then 30 BPMs, you can actually control your speed and read the buttons.
Yeah, I would say this Jack is a bit more forgiving pattern-wise, even if it's harder than the finals. Just like what Popy said, with the amount of triples and doubles, I see it mostly doubles and, well, funny enough, quadruples.
Yeah, this was quads now.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of maybe not saving grace, but some safety net. I don't know the exact word for players to be able to still get a probably decent score in this and not just struggle too much with the high BPM.
It's gonna come down to your comfortability in Jacks on what BPM you can actually play. You know, a lot of the times, like, your scores on Jack are either you get a really good accuracy because you are fond with the BPM, but once it gets higher than a certain point, you just kind of are not fast enough to catch up to those Jacks. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna depend on how fast you can play in Jacks, I'd just say that. A little bit of break part, but we're gonna move on to our final Jack part, which is also gonna be quad spam. It's even gonna be more denser actually, with more double usage. Our final DI.
Even the quad there.
I see a bit more triple in this section alongside the same quad.
Yeah,
I
this
think
map
most of the
is.
quad is pretty easy to eat, but like you still have to keep your stamina.
Yeah, there's a lot of break parts though, so a little bit more forgiving, but still, these like constant jacks can still be very scary. So, good luck on holding on that speed. Again, jack is all about holding that consistency and accuracy. But when it gets to this more like faster BPM things, it's gonna be also a test of physicality in how fast you can actually play jacks. So, finale. This is my finale for NMWC. Or not, we will see.
Yeah. Also, the background is really interesting. Like if you was pretty professionals or like experienced jack players, you will recognize.
Yep. Anyways,
Moving
Rise
on
4 is
to
done. ODA 4.05 stars, 120 BPM jack. So next is gonna be our mixed picks. Let's go. Second Sliver Bell map. Shuffle the card, ladies and gentlemen. Rise 5 is gonna be our dump tech. So patterns are gonna be dump, and yep, the dump in question. We have this,
very interesting patterning.
this rap kind of thing with these dumps, yeah. Don't be fooled by the 3.6 stars, by the way. Look at these patterns, man. That was evil. Like, we have some mini jacks here. I don't even know what BPM those mini jacks are, because it's 196 BPM, but I don't know what the snapping of them actually is. I don't necessarily remember a lot of them, but you can tell like the patterning and snapping is very, very complex already.
Yeah, combining
a lot of
dump
ways.
and tech is pretty insane for the consistency of your or coordination of your finger control, and it looks pretty insane already.
Just the part of that here are usually unpredictable because you can see, yeah, why the spell is still very dreamy enough. But like if you can't feel the music, it's very hard to just hit the note.
Yeah, Rise 5 I would say is like the map that you should probably practice the most, but also don't play it too much to not mind block. But like you need to understand a lot of these patterns that just may not be very, or they may be very sudden. And you know, if you're not careful enough, like some of these random mini jack spam, and then some of those like big denser trills that may be not very easy to read at like sight read. So you kind of have to prepare for it by practicing the map. So Rise 5 is a very good example of the fact that practice your map pool, I guess.
That applies to, I feel like, a lot of techy, dumpy map. It can hit you in the face a bit hard if you don't know what you're doing.
Very interesting map to say the least is our dump Rise pick once again. Rise 5. It's really difficult to actually understand dump, but once you understand, it's actually pretty fun to play around with. So practice the map. Best of luck. This is again Silver Ball maps. Map by him. This is Shuffle the Card by Shark and Repeater. I don't know what this song is, but it's a pretty interesting rap song. For dump. OD 7.8 is quite forgiving, but it's of course very complex rhythm, so lower OD is understandable, and it's still difficult. That's it.
Yeah. Moving on with Rise 6, this is our streamy mix map.
Rise 6 is a more rigid tech, like compared to Rise 5, which is dump. This one's gonna be maybe not as complex, but there's still some technical stuff into it, and maybe some dump. But the dumps are more rigid and structured, to say the least.
Yeah, I feel like this is the more like jump streamy and jacky kind of map. So it tests a lot more of your stamina and just ability to hit the notes.
Yeah,
Then
it's kind of like it's testing his ability to use to hit like rigid buttons. As you can see, the buttons are, I think it's a bit straightforward and compared to Final Rise 6, but like they are mixing it with some very hard mini jacks.
Yeah, the main dish of this map is streams
Yeah.
plus pesky mini jacks. Like, again, this map is a 153 BPM, so that mini jacks is even faster than the mini jacks you see in Rise 3, as well as much faster than Rise 4. But of course, it's not as dense of a jack pattern as Rise 4. But look at that long jack there, bro. You need some big, like, speed on your finger, on a singular finger at once to be able to hit all these mini jacks and long jacks. It's such a mini jack heavy map, you need a lot of good finger control. It's really easy to drop misses in mini jacks like this.
holy, the amount of mini jacks. It's a bit insane.
And also, there are still the birds. Yeah. It's like a very good pick if you are like good at both the physicals and the finger control, as which is can be found in Rise 5 or Rise 3.
It's just
Yeah,
a
I feel like-
very tough map. Yeah.
Yeah, this map is a more straightforward hard map that we have in this pool compared to something like Rise 5. This is Rise 6, right? Compared to Rise 5, this one is, I say, a bit more straightforward in where the difficulty lies and how to play it. Though, definitely, the amount of mini jack will definitely be a hard thing to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alongside with OD 8.3 is also pretty scary stuff to note on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it for Rise 6 Regulus map by RCat at 1.05. Let's take a look at Rise 7, which is going to be our last Rise in this entire tournament. Can you believe it? No more Rise after this.
No more.
yeah. And I have to say, Rise 7 is meant to be boss Rise, so it will be a bit harder than other Rise. So yeah, and if you can play this, you are the king of the Rise pool.
You know what's scary to me? It's the fact that this map's 4 minutes and 34 seconds.
It even got cut a bit. The song actually 5 minutes.
Yeah. For the record, if you backtrack to quarterfinals tiebreaker, quarterfinals TB was not even 5 minutes. It was like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And right now, this regular pick has the audacity to almost match the tiebreaker length for early game rounds, which quite scary to say the least. And look at these dense 190 BPM jump stream, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is just a mess, right? Oh, what can I say, dude?
Yeah. The introduction of boss Rise is definitely something that is interesting in this pool. That tests every single skill set possible in Rise, and it shows with the length and star rating that is both super scary.
Yeah, why the pattern you can see it is mostly about jump stream, but you still have to be careful about the sights and maybe even the mini jacks. It's not really much, but it can be your choke points if you're unaware of it.
Yeah, we go into a little bit of a break section.
Yeah, and
But-
we're gonna down into 140 PPA.
Predict the 140 BPM part to be a more jack-ish part, maybe?
Yeah, slower PPA means more jacks and more takes. And here we go.
Oh god.
The mini jack.
These like sounds are very like not intuitive. Their sounds are very like not structured. I mean they're not very like consistent in the beats. They're like very weird rhythm swingy type of stuff, and Look at these, like probably 1-6 bursts. It's so hard to read, so hard to get that finger control going. Especially when this map's so long, you want to preserve your stamina as much as possible, but this is just hold on. Wait. This needs to stop. Hold on. Wait.
This part.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. Yeah, it's nearly stopped. Yeah, and we are back into 119 BPMs.
And we're back to
What a
192.
map.
This map is just plain difficult, man. I don't know why this map's only 4.1 stars. It's probably much more annoying to get a good grasp on compared to like Rise 1, which is 4.2 stars. And even at OD 7.8, it's still very hard to like code consistently and keep that stamina. Look at those mini jacks, by the way. Holy. 192 BPM, by the way. 192 BPM mini jacks. So we saw 150 mini jacks and 153 mini jacks, and now we have 192 mini jacks. That's like a jump and a half.
Our mini jack is the speed of.
Okay. Can we stop with the anchors, bro? Look at these anchors, man.
Yeah.
Like the left column and then the right column. Oh my god, what is happening in this map?
I think Zar likes anchors a lot.
Yeah, both physical and finger control is here.
And it's still at the end, like even after that strings of anchors, you might have drained all your stamina, but the map is not done. There's still 190 BPM, 192 BPM jump stream, which does recall you from Rise 1. So after all that technical stuff, you still have to keep the consistency and stamina to hit this final part. But once again, 4 minutes and 34 seconds, absolute demonic of a map. This is Labyrinth of Mind, map by Desar? Is it just Desar?
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay. Wow.
Our map is.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty smart map, but I have to wait a few days to able to balance it. Yeah.
Desar hates you guys. This map is impossible. Anyways. Yeah, that's it for Rise 7. So that's also going to be it for our grand finals Rise pool. Say goodbye to the Rise maps. It's been good to see you all. But we are going to have LNs next, right? Is it LNs? Yeah, it's LNs.
Yep.
I'm not even going to say the song title, but you know, it's LN coordination.
Yeah, LN1 mapped by. Who mapped it again? Snow, right?
Yeah, Xenos. A
You
very
see
scary.
first VT song, it's definitely a map by Snow. So LN coordination, like in finals and before, coordination is always like just, you know, some very slow patterns with some triples, doubles, so it makes some release things there, but this one's gonna be very continuous. You see BPM being technically slower than the coordination last round, but you can definitely tell like the beats and the notes here are much more constant, and you can see every single hit has some release factor to it, which is of course super scary.
Yeah, as
Yeah, I
professionals
know.
begin, why the BPM may be slow, but we are featuring like some 1/4. Like I don't know if this is 1/4 race, but you will see the map is not just as straightforward as 1 second beat.
Yeah. And I noticed the pattern is very continuous with like a set amount and then returning to that same pattern. So this is actually a lot more so a test of your consistency with this set pattern for almost 3 minutes long.
Yeah, 3 minutes and no rise here.
Zero rise.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all of these, like, so certain like those like middle two column long LNs and then those jacks, LN jacks to the side. It's always so weird to see them, and it looks so hard to get consistent on. It looks so easy to mind block as well, and alongside that, a lot of these like 1-4 plus 1-2 LNs combos, they are just very evil to say the least, and makes it so difficult to control your release skill. And again, for a 5-digit tournament like this is nothing to scoff off. Like, oh my, these releases are so scary.
Yeah, but you do have to somewhat master it because that's all you're gonna get for 3 minutes. It's very similar-ish pattern that you need to be consistent and just keep doing.
Yeah. If you know Xeno's file, like in some more advanced tournament, you will know it's Silver's file. It's gonna be repetitive, but it's very hard because if you can play a specific patterns and you are gonna struggle it for the whole match because it's gonna repeat over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just LN coordination is just something that you have to learn if you want to get good at tournaments. So I guess in a way, like playing maps like these can help you get a good starters of how to play LNs, I guess. But yeah, this is Snow's LN1. Let's move on to our density. Wow, what is that mapper? That mapper is...
Yeah. Oh, and and before that, the mappers of our familiars are of
It's the two. It's the two usual mapping the art of song.
Yeah, this time Lott is gonna be busy, so he's not gonna finish our casuals Arrow. But now I'm gonna inherit his fury powers, and this is our Arrow's Mappool Grand Finals. I went to.
Yeah, it's a collab between Desart and Lott. If you didn't, this is FYI, Lott went to military service, so now he cannot commentate here, and he also could not finish the map. So unfortunate, but it's a collab now.
Sorry, stepping in for Lott for the Ardolf agenda.
Yup.
Yeah, all the LNs and all the Ardolf and also Bongos, the Ardolf lovers. That is for you. Yeah.
I think what's scary about this map is the fact that it's actually entering density BPM, aka 160 BPM. Like, you can clearly tell that it's density now. Like, you can see the LN streams being present here at 2 minutes and 26 seconds. 160 BPM is like more standard, maybe 4-digit tournaments early game LN density, which in a 5-digit tournament, it's pretty scary to have a 4-digit tournament map pool difficulty, even though it's like an early game difficulty for 4 digits. But even then, for a 25k tournament, having 160 BPM density already is pretty scary stuff. Like, look at these like little synth stream dumps-ish things as well. They're quite tough to get consistent at.
So the LN density and grand finals is already mimicking early to middle stage of this tournament. I think jump stream in round of 16 or quarterfinal is around 160-ish, right? So the LN counterpart has appeared in grand finals.
Yeah, you can definitely feel like the density being much more felt in this map. Like, you can see there's like these long L1s and short L1s combined together, making the patterns overall looking quite dense. This is also why we call it a density map. You can just see like the L1s all cramped together, makes it so dense to look at. Typical LN2 stuff.
It requires a lot more coordinations here, as you can see.
You guys need to understand that half the time density pick is actually there's still like release difficulty and density peaks, even though it's quote unquote not as LN release heavy as LN1. It's still LN release heavy. It's just not as crazy as LN1. Because you see a lot of these LN streams. We call LN2 usually like the best LN pick for Rice players. Like the best chance for Rice players in LNs is LN2. But still, there's release factor that they need to be careful of, and good luck. But yeah, that's it for our density LN. Kaleidoscope by Ardolf, mapped by Lott and Bazaar. LN3.
This is
I love the
our
song.
mixed LN.
Mixed LN is always an interesting thing to see because it's just a mix of everything. We have Target for Love. If you know the song, then you know the song. It's pretty popular song from a pretty popular game. But this map's very short though, so that's one side of it.
Is this the shortest map we have so far in the grand finals poll?
Yeah, and for the quarter map, we'll still see it is still not really the hard part. The bottom here, I'm still like coordination there and one, but it's gonna be building up very soon.
Then you see the BPM is 103, which on first sight it looks very slow, but you can play this map as like a 206 BPM map instead, and look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even need to say anything. Like these LN patterns are just the definition of wildcard / mixed LNs, which is just absolutely evil burst, like LN dumps. It's what we call like LN bursty things. It's like for the flow of stuff. Like in Rice you have Rice 5, which is Rice dump. In LN we have stuff like this with some slower, but it's a series of long LNs together forming a very weird 1/6 or different snapping stream. And as I say that, the map's already gonna end. This map's very short. Target for Love.
It's LN density hit and the release of LN1.
Yeah. It's like, you can see like, there's a lot of release factor into it, but then there's also like the dense portion of the thing, which isn't exactly density type. It's not exactly LN stream, but it's like denser than LN1. But there's still releases. I don't know how to explain. But yeah. That's the end of LN3, guys. And next is Hybrid 1, and last 2 rounds actually, Hybrid 1 has been a custom song. Like semi-finals Hybrid 1 has been a custom song by NMWC25 and Winter. And then finals Hybrid 1 was also a custom song by Silas, or Reval, however you call it. So 2 custom songs in a row to be in Hybrid 1. So it would be really funny if there was a third one in a row, right? I mean, it would just be a
So funny.
pure coincidence to just have 3 hybrid ones in a row.
I
Third
will
time's
call
the charm.
this tournament's Hybrid 1 Mania World Cup if it's gonna happen.
Hybrid 1 Money World Cup. Oh wow. That would be such a coincidence though, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, 3 hybrid ones in a row to be a custom song.
What are the chances the third one is also that?
We're just gonna find out. And well, I guess we got the answers, and we do have our third hybrid one custom song in a row.
Yeah, it's
What
almost
a
like we like
coincidence.
hybrid one to be custom.
Yeah, we love hybrid one.
I generally did not like. We did not like. We didn't actually prepare for all three maps. I mean, for all three songs to be actually hybrid one. But like when the song actually like was produced, it just felt like it's gonna be a hybrid one song anyways. So
Yeah.
too bad. It's gonna be triple hybrid one custom song. This is multi gene crystal. This is a long song title. But yeah, the song title is in the background right here. It is, of course, by the artist for semi-finals hybrid one as well, NMWC25. Yeah, this is just a crazy thing to see. And the best part is, this map is also mapped by NMWC25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is Melorica produced and mapped this map by themselves. Very impressive map and very cool song too.
Yeah, there's a very amazing background as well. It's such a crazy thing to see. Triple hybrid one, triple custom songs for hybrid one. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy map. 4.01 stars, OE 7.5 at 200 BPM. This is actually faster than Rise 1. Of course, it's not as like dense as Rise 1 in the stream components, but it's, you know, it's hybrid. That means there's LNs. That means there's gonna be a release factor, even though it's not as felt as like, let's say, LN1 or LN2. But you know, it's a hybrid map and it's fast and it's tough.
Yes.
So you know, Morali is just NMWC25. Their usernames are just different. So
The more you know.
the more you know.
the more you know.
Our fourth custom song of the tournament. Crazy that we have at
Yeah.
least 4 custom songs.
And
So
now for hybrid one, we are featuring you 200 BPM. Yeah, it's just like one round slower than NWC's. And as you can see, it's most complex elements and most like streams, constant streams. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much a map that can test your skill, your raw skill on both rise and elements on the pretty constants and generics, but also they are very hard and tireless if you haven't ready for this.
yeah. Once again, amazing job done by NMWC25. Amazing map done by the same person as well. But yeah, that concludes our custom song for Hybrid 1 in Grand Finals, Hybrid 1. Again, multi-gene crystal slash all for one. Yeah, okay. Next, Hybrid 2. We still have like half the map pool left, so we have Astronian. The Moving Fortress by Zek. Luckily, this map's not for this tournament's not for badged, or else, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is this replay? Anyways,
Oh. All right. This is the Ellen Ellen Bias hybrid, right?
Yeah.
Yep, for hybrid 2.
And as a player, you always recognize hybrid two as having the most elements, but they are most a bit less like rise. Yeah, it's of course, but like the LN is a bit more coordination and release, which is something you can find in LN1. Yeah, a lot of LN1 love hybrid twos and vice versa.
yeah, it's like Hybrid 1R for the Rice players if they have ran out of Rice picks to choose. So it's the opposite for the LN mains. I guess once they exhaust all the LNs, Hybrid 2 is always a good choice.
Yeah, but still,
Anime is very interesting.
yeah, very interesting.
Very, how do you call it? Like I don't know what to say. It's like one LN on top of the other, and then one by
Like
one
overlap.
you have to hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah, overlapping. That's the word. very interesting structure for an LN for a hybrid 2. It's not LN2.
Yeah.
Almost like an LN.
Yeah, there's some rice bursts here and there as well, but you can see most of these, like, whoa, look at that LN stream. Very beautifully structured, but it looks quite tough to get a consistent act on. Like, these LN shaves are just like making Hybrid 2 its presence here. Like, those releases are the main dish of Hybrid 2. Like, these weird releasey things, LNs, in the middle of the rice forest. It's just how Hybrid 2 works. Our LN bias, Hybrid. So.
Oh, seems like our replay is a bit funny because replay are still at
Like, I think the replay was bugged, unfortunately.
Oh
But,
yeah.
oh wow. What can you do?
Well, we
I
still
actually haven't
showed-
seen a replay being bugged midway, but okay.
That's the first time too.
That's it for Hybrid 2. OD7 3.8 stores at 183 BPM. This is the Moving Fortress map by Astronian. Next,
High BPM.
Tech. Tech. Oh my god. We have
Hybrid
Igaku.
Hey,
Very famous song. A lot of
Yeah.
people will know this.
Yeah, this song, if you did recognize it, is also a Hybrid 3 map in the real MWC. But of course, it's not exactly the same one. This one's another custom map by Taihang or Anasuki. Changed the name. But yeah, let's take a look.
and actually this will be the second map of Haraguchi Sasuke song, which when you hear it, you can already mention about some bursts. Still with the song that you can hear some bursts, some text, some grace into it.
You can tell those mini jacks in those like little big drums things, like, and these like little LN trills inside of a stream as well. Like, yeah, these like mini jacks in those bursts are gonna be like one of the difficult parts of this map. And Graces, of course, because it's tech.
Like the burst going into the LN is very tricky and very hard to hit.
Yeah. These like Graces are just there, here and there as well. These drums, constant weird sounds in this background. You kind of expect a song like this from Haraguchi. So I see a lot of Grace usages in this map. I guess that defines the hybrid tech map.
As you can already see, all the constant 1-6 bursts are gonna very aggressive, and now we're still with some more bursts.
I think I see a few of LN mini jack. What do you call that?
Yeah, there
LN
was
to
some
LN.
or shields.
Look at those quad Graces. They're so weird. And this final part is gonna be the hardest part, I think. Like, the song gets more intense, so does the map, but it's very short. This final few weird L1, I mean not L1, like hybrid L1 plus a rise thing kind of bursts. Gonna end off the map like this. Igaku, map by Anasuki.
Yeah, very aggressive map, I would say. It's like a mixture of 1-6 constant bursts, and like the LNs got something to release and some grace. Kind of very
It's just making the hybrid map look so
Yeah.
scary, man. These like technical
So scary.
stuff are making the entirety of the hybrid pool pretty scary to shoot, to look at. Yeah, so practice the map pool, guys. But yeah, that concludes hybrid 3. Next one is SVJK. There's still hybrid 4.
Oh, yeah, hybrid for.
Hybrid 4.
Because
If
still
you guys think the hybrids are hard, then Czar, the mapper, have
Yo,
something to
Czar.
say to you guys.
Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, I think this is the older versions of the maps because you can already
Oh,
see for trees is
right. I mean, you can still update it right now, actually,
Mhm.
if it's not
Yeah.
fixed.
I think the replay won't work.
I mean, you can get the the new file, and there's a replay there as well. Ah, yes, the technical difficulty screen. We have to see it for
technical
one last time,
difficulty.
can't we?
Yeah, we cannot have a review without technical
We all
difficulty.
missed the technical difficulty screen. It's
Yes,
such a classic, dude.
very classics. And so
It's been
I think
weeks.
we have some song leaks. Yeah, but yeah, we
Yeah.
should be back soon. And yeah, we're
Oh
All
wow,
right, that
what
was
happened?
fast.
What happened? That's pretty okay. Anyways, let's take a look.
All
Okay,
right.
it's nerfed now.
Ooh.
It's got 4.3.
From
Yeah.
Oh no.
4.3 to 3.9.
Oh no. Yeah, what
Alright.
happened? Okay. It's still tough to look at that first verse.
Yeah. Very bursty beginning here with jump stream plus that LN.
Yeah, Hybrid
Yeah.
4 is gonna be our mini tiebreaker, so it's gonna be relatively longer. It's not as long as Ride 7, but it's still longer.
Actually, like 3 minutes and 39 seconds. It's not really that long, to be honest. But still, the map is tend to be a bit difficult since all the hybrid. I think it's like the boss map of hybrid school.
Yeah, we could have gone for a 5-minute map, but we did not. Anyways,
5-minute map.
these LNs are gonna be keeping you on your toes, even though it looks like a break part. Into the build-up, this map has a pretty much of everything in hybrid you can imagine. You have the hybrid 1 generic stream stuff, you also have the hybrid 2 coalition heavy, as you see in these LN bursts, and you also have tech that you'll see in the later parts of this map. So, hybrid 4 is just a mix of basically everything. You can see some of these like not 1/4 bursts as well, alongside these mini jacks. Some 1/6 bursts, I believe.
Yeah, it's probably a 1H race. So the difficulty is pretty aggressive. When you are won't have to play the constant 185 BPM jump speed, and also the grace here, and the LN build up also.
And you can tell why it was nerfed at once.
It was pretty insane.
It's still insane looking at these LNs and those rise and hybrid patterns in the earlier parts. But we're not even halfway. I mean, no, we are halfway in, but we still have halfway through the map. It's just so scary, dude. Like, if a long map is also like quite physically challenging, it's gonna be a very tough and risky pick, to say the least. Unless you're like very confident in the physical picks like this. Like, if you're like, let's say you're between a map, right, in the lobby, and then you have to wait for a little bit to start the next map. So your hands just slowly get more and more cold. And then you just have to play this extremely physical map. Your hands are like icy. And you just have to play such a difficult map with not the best conditions that you can get. It's always something that's really annoying to deal with in difficult maps like this. And look at this ending part as well, like, no stamina mercy at all. Like, you just have to have all the stamina that you can get to play this map.
We're repeating the first part of jump stream plus LN burst. Yep. You need all the stamina you have left.
And it's still not over, by the way. Once when you think it's over, it's not over. Like, there's still this final jump stream part to really close off the map. It's just insane.
Yeah, even after the nerf, it's still really, really difficult
Yeah, very tough challenge. We have the rise, the very physical rise, and the elements, the dance, the coordination and inverse. Yeah, all of them are showing through the boss in the hybrid fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Clover
realized
Flux. Hmm?
Zar's the one that mapped both the boss rise and the boss hybrid. Bro is on a rampage kill on the 5-digit.
Yeah, the Czar does not like you guys. JK.
Yeah.
But Clover Flux, mapped by the Czar. That's gonna be it for Hybrid 4 and as well as the entire Hybrid pool. Basically, every regular pick in this tournament has concluded. What's left is the 2 SV maps and a tiebreaker, of course. So, yeah. We have our pre-finale of this map pool and this tournament, which is the scroll variation or slider velocity.
Or speed
SV1.
variation.
Speed, I don't know. I don't remember it. It's just SV. You get it.
I mean, you're an SV player. This is SV1. What's the name? DNA. Yes.
Yeah, DNA. You can
That's a
recognize
name.
this song from Project Sekai if you play the game. This
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't.
this song
Oh.
has some funny beats, but let's take a look. This is gonna be our, I would say, quote-unquote reading SV, but you need to know in late game reading SV doesn't really exist. It's not really readable,
Yeah.
and you can tell like the difficult part of this map is just that it looks like a certain pattern, but then when you actually try to hit it like what you see it, it's just not how it is.
Yeah. You know,
Like
I remember in the early days when we add SV, when we decide to add SV, we would say like SV1 would be the reading, obviously, and SV2, the memorization, would have teleportation. That means SV1 wouldn't have it. But now in Grand Finals, it's present. It's 100% present, teleportation. Maybe not as bad as SV2, but it's still gonna trip up a lot of players.
one thing that's like really hard about this map is the fact that there's some sudden stops that you just cannot predict at all. And even though the map looks like it's a continuous stream, it's just not a continuous stream. It's just sometimes there's just a stop for like one half, let's say. If you're an SV nerd, it's called like the fakes. That's what I call them. So it's really annoying, and you have to like kind of remember them, and when like you actually have to not hit the keyboard for a bit and then continue.
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of memorization in this reading SV. So, yeah.
As we are reaching Grand Finals, the borders of reading FVs and memory FV are like getting very fade.
A little bit of
Yeah.
slow jam action here, but we're gonna go back. These like they look like races, but really they are just streams. It looks weird, but it's just streams, man. Yeah. DNA by Nightcord. This is our SV1, our quote-unquote reading SV. But yeah, you definitely get a lot of learning on this one. OD7, 2.7 stars, no one cares about star rating of SV. 2 minutes. Pretty tough.
And the BPM 1 to 10,000. Is it 10,000? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 10,000
Yeah.
BPM, guys. Imagine.
No, it's actually infinite. No, it's
Imagine.
capping the limit. All right.
All right, that's SV1. SV1 looks difficult enough. Here's SV2. SV2 is probably one of the most interesting SV maps you will see in this tournament, because gimmicks is gonna be a thing in this map. Let's just say that. Let's take a look. This is of course another Kenny map. Our host.
Yeah, our K host is going again. And I think that this song is came from the tournament called Everything's Like the Velocities. It is the tournaments where you got all of the hardest SV there.
Of
And
course,
now,
it's not the hardest,
yeah,
you know.
not the hardest, yeah. But still, Kenny is bringing one of the hardest map of NMWC.
This start is already like deceivingly difficult. It looks pretty simple, but like the notes are actually way earlier than what you think they actually are. So like I think like almost half, a little bit more than half of the notes that you have to hit them already. This is just kind of like a rhythm game thing. You have to listen to the song and be able to hit the notes accordingly. Reading these notes are probably not going to be as helpful as you would think. Like these little slow gems and into our main dish.
And
Yeah,
what is that?
Invisible
Oh,
note.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
The idea is very simple. It's just a repeated pattern. This is gonna be a trill.
Oh.
The rolling earlier is just a roll. This one's gonna be a trill. This is where I say you have to listen to the music, or else you just die, because then you cannot see the notes in the first place. So you have to hit the notes on their beats, because you just have to do it. You can't see them. You have to hear them.
You know, I'm not an SV player, so I'm curious about how newcomer is this SV. It looks really insane, even for, well, it's I have no words actually.
I feel like for maps like this, the idea is pretty simple to think about, but like the execution is gonna be a different story, because it's just something that you would not see in a 5-digit tournament. Like having that like sudden invisible notes gimmick, and here we go. This is even worse, by the way.
Yeah.
We have the invisible notes once again, except one of the columns have 1/1 instead of 1 second.
And we also have the 40 rhythm jacks. I believe one of the jacks is 1/3 or 1/6. It's even harder than the first memorization button.
Nope. I just have to say good luck to anyone left in grand finals that decide that they want to play this map. They need immense practice. Oh,
A little bit of a final memorization, but yeah, the idea is invisible notes, and it's pretty easy to understand what they're actually doing, but you have to remember it pretty well, because again, it's just a repeated pattern that you have to hit over and over again. I strongly suggest you opening the editor or looking at the non-SV version to look at how the map actually works. Then you can actually understand what's going on. Just me yapping here may not like actually make you remember everything, right? But that's just kind of how it is. You just have to basically remember the idea, execute it, practice it, and maybe you can get a good accuracy on it. One of the most interesting maps I have seen in this tournament, like Rife. It's just crazy, dude.
yep. It is.
Wow.
Oh, and are we done yet?
And
Are we done yet, guys? Huh.
we done. Is that
I don't
all?
know. There
we
might
done
be
right.
one more map left, I guess.
Oh,
I
wait,
suppose.
really?
Wow, do we?
Really?
Really?
No
We have one more
way.
left. Okay, that's great. Okay. Let's get a little bit more serious, shall we? Because, I mean, this has been a very great ride and a long couple months of just staff working for a lot of stuff. There may be a lot of delays in different showcases that kind of makes the tournament look a little bit scuffed, but in the end, we still kind of pulled it off, trying to give you guys the best that we have. You know, a lot of people paid money for some custom songs or custom backgrounds. It's a lot of effort put into this entire tournament, all just for this like a few months of work. It's just amazing to see how Mania players, as a Mania player, it's just amazing to see how players can come together, agree to commission different artists and different people to help making this tournament possible. Like, even what you see on the screen right now, this background, this stream client background is still customly made. It's everything that you see is just something that one person can never do, and you need a big group of people to really complete everything. So in this final map, it's gonna be a sort of way to show our eternal love for the game and our utmost effort into making this tournament amazing. So
Yeah, and for the next map, the tiebreakers, it is the map. It is not always got play when when the ready is getting play is very low. Yeah, only when two teams getting tied, it is going to be played. But it's still one of the most one of the most formidable maps. Like I'm sure a lot of people, even when you got eliminated, you still are here just for this moment.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
just before we
yeah.
actually move on, I just want to say thank you every staff member for letting me in as a commentator for every single showcase. But I don't want to stall anymore. So any last words, you two, before we move on to our grand finale?
Yeah, I won't
Nope,
store anymore, but I would say
that's not all.
yes, of course, the GFPBs is the combinations of all the staff working together. And yes,
Enjoy,
enjoy.
everyone.
Enjoy the showcase.
In this distant world where the light is lost, here I wield the ever-shining flame of hope, searching for its shine, seeking out its long-lost glow, deep inside the shadow's heart. If the shadows take hold, I will cut all its tendrils away. I will stop this ever-growing dark and restore this doomed world's light. With no ending in sight, only this final flame shows the way. With my senses fading into the void and this blaze, will guide me. I'll restore this doomed world's light. I will take the shadows to an endless waltz as you sway to the rhythm of its heart, and be it rain or shine, we'll never stop. As the only way this never-ending dance ends is when one of us misses a step. Darkness will take my memories, and I'll forget the world I'm fighting for. But this flame, this burning flame shines too bright. I have to fight until I see this world shining light once more. As I feel strong, when the moment ends, I will cast away the shadows from this land. Even if I fail, even if I perish here, I leave you this mighty place with an end time. For it fills me strong. I will venture deep inside the shadows with your heart, with my strength at last. We will reach this journey's glorious end, and the world will see the light again. In this distant land, light will come once more, glowing from the flame of hope forevermore. I can feel its warmth pulling me into a tight embrace.
In a mere months of work, we come to an end of NMWC 2025, at least for the Mappools. Welcome everyone if you just joined the stream, because you just missed something that we have put our souls in, let's just say it that way. But yeah, this is going to be our grand finals tiebreaker, a song by a total of 3 artists and 1 singer. The artists are at the bottom right. You can see their logos. You have Sugo Sugi, the Beat Wizard, Swin XYC, and Ifrio Winter. You can recognize Sugo Sugi and Beat by maybe if you were in Osumania tournament, Ellen Tournament 4. And you can also see, you may also saw Swin XYZ or Mishi being the artist of Grand Finals Tiebreaker of SSR, Solo Score Rush, and Winter, of course, also being in LN4 and also the singer of our semifinals Hybrid 1 custom song. You know, it's a big collab between those four people, and a background by Mellorca and his sister. So just a collaboration between quite a bit of people actually, with a total of I believe 9 members if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
It's-
it's
Yep,
collab of
it's
9
nine.
members.
Yeah, it's the Czar, Kita, me, Popy, Min, Envily, Trooper, Glitchy, Morali, or Mellorca, and Sakizagi. If I didn't miss anyone, I don't bet I miss anyone. So
Yep.
just a sort of grand finale collab between us, and for a 7-minute tiebreaker song like this. Just an amazing job done by everyone. I want to also thank every single other staff member as well. A lot of all the replayers, all the playtesters, all the other mappers as well. They have been doing such a great job at helping NMWC make everything possible. A lot of the maps in this and all the mappers are customs. I think only maybe less than 5% of the maps are non-customs, which is
I
crazy.
think only 3 to
Yeah.
4 maps are not custom in total.
Yeah,
No,
3 to 4 maps apparently.
I believe it's only two map with is like 2 map in quarterfinals, and most of them are custom with is like 95% of custom. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
just
very massive work from the map poolings by up to 30 mappers. Yeah,
just
Yeah.
a bunch of effort put by all our staff members. I also like to thank the screening team for dealing with the deer hankers, and just a lot of staff members that have been involved to help making these things. And thank you all the artists as well for custom songs, background, stream client, GFX, etc. Thank you Cerealia for mapping us, making the sheets for this tournament. Just a lot of people that I cannot list on everything. If you want to know the entire staff list, there's always the forum post. I think it will update at some point, even though it's not updated. But just
but
every every staff member helping has been appreciated, and we also appreciate, of course,
yeah,
the
very
players.
appreciated. Yeah,
Last but not
all
least, the
staff-
free hosts.
Yeah,
Kenny, Shocked, and Envily has been hosting the tournament for quite a while now, and
wow. They also a roles called admin, which I think is
yeah.
like
it's the admin guy.
Yeah.
Don't
Doesn't
forget the
Yeah, don't
admin
forget.
czar. He has been very, very underappreciated because, well, yeah, the name of the host and such. But I would actually congratulate Czar the most. He's been doing an amazing job testing every single map. He's been the main coordinator of every single custom map that you've been playing, and I cannot thank him enough for contributing a massive portion of this tournament and making sure every single map pool is at a certain standard. Yeah.
Yeah, I've came to LNWC's other stuff. I think it's like 6 months ago. I like yeah, admin is like a bit like a bit generals. Yeah, you can refer me as like referees, commentators, or the main mappers, or everything you can name it. And yeah, and for the 6 months, NNWC has been a part of my life. Yeah, and to come to this end, we cannot, I cannot like mention all the names that have helped me, like Air Troopers on GB's Lumiere's LPs on helping me in the map poolings, and yeah, yeah, and a lot of names I can tell.
Yeah,
Thanks so much to
it's a great.
all the referees and streamers as well as the commentators. They have been on the side of streaming and refing is referee, just helping with hosting the matches itself. So it has been just a very big collaborative work between the entire staff team of NMWC, and I cannot appreciate enough for all of them.
This
Yes.
has been a very huge project of ours, bigger than what we anticipated actually in the beginning.
Yeah. At first, it
And
was just Sugo and Winter, and then after a while, it became him, the Beat Wizard, and Mishi or Spoon XYZ as well. It just
yeah,
became like a four artist collab at the end, which turned out to be an
which
amazing 7 minute song. Yeah.
yeah, though well, probably we need to address a little bit about the delay. Well, yeah, because of the scope, we do have some, well, I wouldn't say issue, but yeah, managing them are a lot. And yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
It's
I
just
don't
it's
know
it's
how
just
to
a
say
lot
it
tougher than what
exactly.
we expected. Let's just put it that
Yeah,
way. So a
it's
little bit of
tougher, but
delay.
the result are spectacular. I would say it's beyond what I've even imagined can be done for Newcomers Mania World Cup, and I glad we wait patiently for them to finish, and we wait patiently for the mappers to finish, and the storyboarders and the video, and a lot more that I cannot thank you enough for all of your hard works.
yeah. So 2 3 weeks, actually 2 weeks, 1 days and a few hours wasn't in vain. And yeah, we have keep for our promise and bring in our best Mappool. Yeah.
Mhm. Wow, that's
And
it's crazy to
also
say
it's
this, but
very
it's
crazy.
the end. It's the
It's
end of our finals Mapu showcase, isn't it?
and
Yeah.
I also for my time zone it's now 21 of yeah December 21. Yeah, it's the last
It's
day of
like
the
2
year.
a.m. for us, yeah.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, 1:30 for me.
just
yeah,
very excited for this showcase though,
right.
so I'm not like that sleepy, ironically. But you know, we hope to
Yeah.
deliver our best work yet well. And this weekend it's gonna be the players' turn. There's gonna be 3 teams left. Let's talk about the tournament now. So 3 teams left, I believe it was USA A, China A,
Yep.
and what was the last
Vietnam
one?
A.
Vietnam A.
Vietnam A.
Yes, I
So
remember.
USA, China,
Yeah.
and Vietnam are gonna be fighting for top 3, preferably for the crown. So what's gonna happen is the first match is gonna be the match in the losers bracket. I believe it was
It's
Vietnam
will be
A,
Vietnam
USA,
A versus
USA.
USA.
USA
Yeah.
versus Vietnam. So whoever wins is gonna go against China in another day, like right after. And
Yeah.
one thing I want to note, because it's always something that I want to talk about, is bracket reset. What this means is that because this is a double elimination bracket, that means each team should lose twice to get to be out of the tournament, quote unquote. So because China A hasn't lost a single time, but whoever, either USA or Vietnam, has already lost once. So once they win, they have to beat. So once one of the teams win, they have to beat China twice to actually claim the crown. Or
Yep.
Yep.
if they win against China once, but then lost in the second match. In the second match, we also call that the bracket reset match. They still lose because China has only lost once, not twice. Because again, this is a double elimination bracket stage.
Yeah.
So that's one more technical thing to note for the tournament, I guess. So yeah, that's about it. Wow.
Yes. Technically, China will have 2 lives, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, they do.
still waiting on winner brackets, grand finals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if bracket reset does happen, it's gonna be a pretty long match. Unless I don't actually remember if they allow a bracket reset match to be not right after the first match, but either that, I guess you can ask host for it. But anyways, that's
Yeah.
gonna be it. Again, I said this like 50 million times, but I cannot put any more appreciation towards the entire staff team of NMWC. So
Yep.
yeah,
Everyone did their part spectacularly. amazingly. And yeah, thank you so much for participating.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yes.
I think it's time we do close off the stream. I would just love to thank every viewer here for staying around. There was a lot
Yeah.
of, I think this stream peaked at like 40 viewers or something, which is crazy to me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Very thank you for who still hear me and Emily and Poppy yapping. Yeah.
yapping. I love yapping.
Yapping.
Yapping
Yes.
at
I
2
love
a.m.
it
Imagine.
too.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
memorable. It will be the last tournament I join in this year. Well, of course, it's already the last day of the
Oh,
year.
it's
That, that's
yeah.
that's just such a funny joke, bro. Wow.
Yeah. I'm so funny. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year,
After this,
everyone, because there's not going to be a
happy
stream
New Year.
tomorrow. But yeah,
Yeah.
Happy New Year. This is going to be it for us. My name is Poppy. And yeah,
And my name is Envily with
you have
sorry.
to you have to say your name, bro. This all you have to say your. This
And
is
this is bizarre.
you
Yes.
okay. It took him
Yes.
a couple seconds,
Don't
but you got
forget
it.
it.
You
Yes.
got it.
You got
But
it.
yeah, see you everyone. See
Yeah.
you
Okay. See
next time.
you.